I bought a couple of these ring lights, and I thought I was going to mount them on the front of my camera for close-up work, because as you start to do close-ups, one of the problems is you just can't get enough light into the lens. The closer you get to the object, it gets just harder and harder, and when you get to 4K, yeah, it becomes a really difficult task. Yeah, so again, bought a couple of these. Spoiler alert, they do not put out enough light to do video with. They were made for selfies, and actually one of them was made for photography, straight up photography. But yeah, they just don't put out the light, and maybe they can be used for something else. Let's go over the features and functions, and maybe down the road we'll have another purpose for them. This first one was advertised for a selfie cam, and you're supposed to mount it in front of your phone camera like this. It's got a standard photographic screw mount right there. So you need to mount your camera and this thing separately, obviously. And what you do is you plug it in to a USB, which means you need one of these things or a battery or something. And yeah, that's not supplied. And then you can adjust it with the controls over here. It's on, auto, up, down, brightness, color, and color again. Let's plug that in and do that and run it through its paces, see what it'll do for us. I've got it plugged in and it's off right now. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just push the on off button, see what happens. Yeah, okay, so that's the on off. It has the auto feature right there. We'll push that and it does blinking lights, which, okay, I guess if I push and hold, it slows down the strobing effect. Okay. And theoretically, this will make it brighter. Don't really see it getting terribly brighter. And this will make it dimmer. This is the down button. So yeah, it doesn't seem to have any effect in this mode. You can select just a straight up color. So it'll do that. And you can go through the colors if I can push the button. There we go. So different shades of color. Again, I'm not sure why you'd use that for like a video log or a selfie or something like that. Okay, and then this I believe will raise the color, raise the brightness rather, and dim it. But well, yeah, it dims really well, but it doesn't really get all that bright. And you can still see the individual bulbs in there, the LEDs. Let's push this one. So this is pure white, at least in theory. And we'll take it up to maximum brightness, which, as you can see, compared to my 3 studio light bulbs, yeah. I mean, this is pointing right into the camera lens. It should just wash things out, right? But, yeah. And again, you can still see the individual LEDs in there. Okay, so I don't know what else to say about this one. It's just got some mounting stuff on it, and outside of that is just the control and the light. Let's look at the next one. This is the light ring that's made to use with a regular camera. And first we'll go over the outside of these, and then we'll look at the function, see what it'll do for us. This is the power pack part. And of course, this is the light ring, and how you attach it to your camera is it comes with many of these adapters, and they have different sized threads right here that screw onto the filter part of your camera like that. And let me show you they gave a lot of these different, that's how many of them in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 3 over here. So yeah, they gave a lot of different sizes for filter adapters. Okay, so then, you just snap that onto the front of your camera after it's screwed into the filter ring on your camera. And yeah, so it's got these LEDs. It's not a frosted cover, and this is the only cover it came with. So that's that part. This is the battery power pack, and it has a hot shoe down here. And pretty much the other part is the control panel back here, so it'll do lights for video and flash. We'll look at all of that. And the other thing is it has a battery pack, battery door here. Contains 4 AA batteries. I don't find a AC adapter port anywhere in here, which is kind of a big drawback. That would be helpful, especially when you're making videos, to have the light on continuously, because sometimes it's a very long time. Okay, so now we've got the outside part of that covered. Let's go and look at and see what these functions will do for us. This is the on-off button. We'll start there. That makes sense. Just push and hold until it comes up. See the green light? It defaults to flash mode, which is just like in photography, it flashes. You can set the power brightness on that. So that's the maximum brightness. And that's the minimum brightness. Yeah, and obviously the pilot is just a test light. Let's see, what else? If we push this again, we'll go into the L mode, and you can see what happens. It powers the left side of the light, and then we do it again and hit pilot, and it powers the right side of the light. You know what would be really nice is, let's set the brightness up on this, and we're on the right side, and we pilot, so that's maximum brightness. Now let's switch the mode back to left, and if we could set that like down here, so that we would have 2 contrasting lights, one on the left and one on the right, to give us some nice lighting. And we push pilot, but no, it doesn't remember that, and it will only fire off half of the rings. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. It would be better if it would do, like, you know, full on one side and partial on the other, so you get some nice lighting. Okay, what else? So that's the strobing mode. Let's go to the light mode. If we were going to shoot a video, go back to neutral, we can turn on our light, and yeah, that's constant on. And as you can see, yeah, it's not all that bright. In fact, the reflection from my studio light, just an ordinary light bulb, is brighter than this thing is. Yeah, so that's kind of disappointing. And then there's that's minimum setting. So yeah, I just, you know, it's not really useful for photography or for video that I can tell. You'd have to be taking long exposures and what have you. So it's just not powerful enough. And, you know, maybe use it around the shop or use it to work on stuff. You can look through there and see it. But frankly, I think that there's a lot of other lights out there already that have this function that would probably do a better job at a lower price and be more flexible. Okay, so that's it for these 2 ring lights. I really can't think of a great purpose. They are not really great for photography, and for anything else, yeah, I think there's other stuff that just plain does it better. Okay, well, that was it for this video on these 2 inexpensive ring lights. Hope you found that useful and interesting in your home photography, or if you're just looking for some type of ring light to work with.